Alright, good morning, everybody. Almost forgot what time of day it was. Um, more Trigger Happy Havoc, and we are now going to get to the Chapter 4 investigation and trial. Unfortunately, Sakura is no longer with us. Too good for most of these assholes. And we're going to go ahead and find out what happened, or just go over what happened again, because old ass game. Yeah, this is a lot earlier than I'm used to usually streaming, but a lot of stuff I had to do later today that I forgot about, so we're going to take care of it now. Hopefully, this goes alright. It probably will go alright because I don't have to do as many voices since we're doing the investigation and trial, and the voice acting takes over for me and that part, which I'm looking forward to, so maybe this will be alright. But anyway, we will go ahead and get this loaded up. For real, Sakura of all the characters in this game. And to be fair, a lot of the characters in this game that have died so far kinda suck. The ones who, or at the very least, they're very not fleshed out. But I think that's also virtue of the game being, by virtue of the game being very linear, and you really can't do a whole lot to alter everything. The ones who I was disappointed to see go were, or rather who really didn't deserve it, were Chihiro, Taka. I got a little sympathy for Mondo. I was disappointed to see Junko go, and of course here we are with Sakura, and that's about it so far. Almost everybody else is an asshole, and about half of the characters that live are assholes too, so I'm not sure what the game was going with when creating these characters, but anyway. So, investigation time. I better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. I mean, that death image that they showed, that death CG was pretty good, so it was very, I don't want to say tasteful, but it was very complimentary for a corpse anyway.
Hey.
Right. I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why is that?
So...
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through, and that door had been jammed shut with the chair from inside the rec room, which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. So if the door was blocked from the inside and there was no way in or out until we broke the window, there's like zero escape, right? That's another series I wanted to check out, but actually, did Spike Chunsoft? I don't think Spike Chunsoft did the Virtue's Last Rewards series, but I hear it's a lot better and a lot more interesting than what they have going on in Danganronpa, but that series also uses time travel, and I really do not like time travel as a mechanic or plot device in anything.
in other words...
This is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? You've kind of dealt with these already, Makoto. I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life? And right before our very eyes like this? And I will say, again, I feel sorry for the individual who has to go through something like this, even though this is extraordinary circumstances. And I also feel sorry for anybody who would become accustomed to shit like this happening on a regular basis, but this shit has happened on a regular basis, Makoto. Just, come on.
Hey.
This isn't even the most absurd murder that's happened. Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Shh. Sure, if you don't mind.
That's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh?
In other words,
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that.
however,
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school. Wait till we get to the next chapter. And the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we could probably cross that one off the list.
it's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you... That's... You're playing Danganronpa. It's early. Just roll with it, Chuck. Roll with it.
In other words,
They stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group, which is similar. Well, the murder didn't actually occur, but that's basically what happened. In the last chapter, to some extent. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible, maybe.
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room?
In other words,
By that, I mean there's actually an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
indeed.
I believe so, yes. Alright, I'll also be fair, and this is actually investigating, so they are running down the list of possibilities, despite Makoto being pretty slow on the uptake. So, when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then, Kyoko, which of those 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room, until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to constantly investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. No, and now everybody shows up. Okay.
What the heck?
We already know who did it.
I won't forgive you.
Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. This poor girl right here, she really has been put through the ringer this entire game. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all 3 of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? The Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stop her, by force even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. But the fact that she had asked those 3 to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying, it might be good to confirm what I just heard with the 3 of them directly. And they are going to fuck this up royally. Well, not so much, unsurprisingly, Byakuya, although he's gonna fuck some stuff up later.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. Always a fucking pleasure to talk to this asshole. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. You... Okay. It's coming. It's coming in this very stream. This asshole's gonna get knocked down a peg. Then it's true. I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Or maybe press him a bit fucking harder?
Come on.
Another one of the things that they also don't do a good job of bringing up past shit that is pertinent. Well, shit, I totally lost my train of thought. They don't do a good job of putting up past shit, even though it would be pertinent and might actually give a little bit more insight to someone's behavior when, like, a fucking murder has happened. Because one of the things that occurred was Byakuya literally fucking up the entire entire chapter 2 trial just because he thought it would be fun to do it. So why would you take anything that this dumbass says at face value? And just once, Makoto, be the person that called this dickhead out. But anyway, if you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay. And again, Makoto has his moments, but it's hardly ever when it's dealing with Byakuya. And Kyoko, I don't think there's
However,
anything new right here. But for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
It's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. One of her nicknames, I found out, Gundam in the second game is, maybe I brought this up before, but one of his nicknames for her in one of those alternate things where they meet up is She Who Reigns, and badass as fuck. I can't wait to get to Gundam. He is a fun character. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wondered, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
They would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. Okay, nothing there. Okay. The flow of this particular investigation and trial is not as bad as some of the other ones. A lot of what happens here is just going to be... The solution is simple. The solution is fairly simple. It's mostly everybody else that kind of, like, fucks it up in some way or another. This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
That's... Do you recognize it, Hina?
Well,
yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. It's a big-ass candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura. I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much? Remember when Kyoko asked Makoto, do you really pay attention to your friends? I mean, it was a free time event, so that has little to no bearing on the main story, so probably wouldn't come up.
'cause, I mean...
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now, They've lost all their flavor. Hina. What a nice picture of candy. Here we go. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So, god damn it. So this must have originally been a bottle. Very good, Makoto. That's... Jesus. I repeat myself so much because the same shit keeps coming up, but I have to say it. Either the writers want us to believe Makoto is stupid, Makoto is stupid, or the writer thinks that the player is stupid. One of those two. One of those two. Well, maybe I am stupid. One of those two. One of those three. God fucking damn it. Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. I mean, yes. Do you not recognize a chess piece when you see it? There's not a person out there. Chess is, to me, and this might be overstating a little bit, but chess is like Tetris to me, in the sense that even if you don't play it or don't aren't particularly good at it, you still recognize what it is when you see it. Who out there doesn't recognize a chess piece, and who out there doesn't recognize Tetris? There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. Chess pieces, Makoto. You can't... How do you not fucking recognize chess pieces? What did you play with as a child? What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottles? Okay, that actually is a fair question. I won't dog any for that. It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside? You've never seen that? I might actually need to see how one of those is constructed, because those are, I won't say super common, but common enough that I've seen plenty of them, but I've never seen one in the midst of being made. But I can understand how one could construct a ship in a bottle. I don't know how you would construct what looks to be a very solid figurine holding a chess piece in the bottle as well, but what in this series makes sense. You've never seen that? Oh, yeah, maybe I have.
In other words.
So this is the Monokuma version of that. Monokuma bottle, if you will. Okay. I feel I'm finally starting to make sense of... Now you're starting to make sense of things? Nothing has been revealed yet. The Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started... Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards in the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. But was that what killed her? It's like, yes, okay, congrats. You see that those two things are related, but is that what killed her? There's a lot of shit in this room. But then again, but that is kind of the crux of the entire, of this entire trial. Huh? The locker's open. The locker's open, and there on the inside, it's a handprint.
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
And it looked quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hidden here until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group. Did you not see that when you looked inside the window? This is going to be brought up later.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not?
Hey,
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point. He does have a good
Indeed.
memory. Until he opens his mouth betrays how good his memory, well, his mouth does not, he opens his mouth and forgets shit as easily as he remembers stuff. That's what I'm trying to say. So there's no way someone could have hidden there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then what does his handprint mean? Alright. I don't think the magazines are oh yeah, I do have to investigate Sakura's body. Ooh, that is some low quality. For as much detail as they put into the characters, they do not, unless they're in that standing, like that standee form that everybody's in when they're standing up straight. They really do not give a lot of detail to a character that's not in that position, which is weird because the art style is where a lot of the focus is. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that's what killed her, that's what's killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she also had vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So, what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Maybe her getting a hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? That is one hell of a reaction. But there's... I can't even say that's out the realm of possibility for this series. But... Oh, okay. Go ahead, Byakuya. Not a chance. Byakuya...
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. Fucking prick. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. I forget how this bloodstain is related. There's a bloodstain... Oh, is that probably where she was first hit or something like that? Maybe. There's a bloodstain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Is there anything... Oh yeah, the shards and this canister. Proteinzyme X. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
At the speed of sound. It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
Wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can, it's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
Just a
Yes.
second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey,
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So...
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. Kyoko, you already know. Just please get over this little spat you have with Makoto. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue? I'm not sure how I see how. Alright. Is that everything in this room? What else is there? What else did I miss? It's not the clock. Is it just the magazine rack itself? Nope, not that. Is it the, oh, is it the door? Okay. I mean, I figured they would go ahead and take care of that. The door was this is just something that could have got trimmed out, but the like them talking about the locked room case is exactly when they could have brought in the door. But sure. This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door. Then why are we fucking investigating it? What else is there? Shit. Is it oh, the chair that was propped up against it, I guess. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. But what about the door? In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. It doesn't feel like I'm saying the same things over and over, but I'm pretty sure I'm saying the same things over and over. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. Okay.
Listen.
Jesus. Oh. Hey man, what's going on? How are you doing? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. No, but and since this is a PSP port, this game has some wonky volume control, so I've messed up with it a couple times, but really appreciate you dropping by. Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then
you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided? You are the whipping boy, Makoto, and you know you like that deep down, so I don't even know why you're worried about it. She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. And again, you like this, so why are you complaining? But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted me to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Yeah, where the hell are Toko and Hiro? Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. So, where is Hiro's room? Oh, here we go. Toko's room. I pressed the doorbell. And Toko is not going to be helpful because she is never helpful. At least not when she's not Jack. And after a few seconds... Ryu CG. Oh, she's not trembling this time.
Who's there?
Ah, the most negative aura I've ever felt. God, Makoto does not remember anything about his friends until I guess the game wants him to. An aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
It's always a bad time with Toko. Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to me about something? This shit is bad. I hate this so much. It is such an unnecessary addition to give you the illusion of interactivity. I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you.
Well...
I don't know what you're talking about. Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said two, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me about it? I admit, I did get the note. But I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to... He is really going with, I won't say that he has no spine, but he could really press harder on a lot of the shit, and he doesn't. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. And here's somebody who will probably be even less helpful. I really don't know how the writers feel about Hiro. I think they like Hiro. They'll at least acknowledge how stupid he is, but he's another character that I think that the writers have a pretty big preference for. And not just because he lives, because I don't think they really care about Toko all that much, or Jack. Like there's not for the most part, without any of the other character, for any of the surviving characters, I don't think that the writers give them nearly as much reverence for as they do Byakuya. They really like Byakuya, and I would love to figure out why. I probably need to see if I can find something about that. But anyway, I pressed the doorbell, and after a few seconds,
You know?
"What's up, Makoto? Did you need something?" "Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you."
What?
How'd you know about that?
Could it be?
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me yourself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that?
What?
Oh, well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note.
How about that?
She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. Makoto's spot on with Hiro anytime he interacts with him, and I appreciate that much. But then again, nobody is afraid to call Hiro a dumbass to his face. So then you went and met with Sakura?
You got it all wrong!
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually...
The last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
Don't look at me!
I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro is feeling around in his pockets. I cannot believe this man is not responsible for... He does not get killed, and he does not commit any murders.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. This fucking idiot. Huh?
Huh? What?
Yeah, he did it for me. Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked me to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me... Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. You just saw the other thing. You just saw the thing that it was. It was the same thing. What is bizarre to me is that they gave the wrapper with the candy still in it as the initial evidence, and now they're giving, but the asset that they used for the evidence was different in where you find it than it. Fuck, I'm fucking up. The asset that they use for the initial evidence of the pocket candy is different than the evidence card that they give you or the evidence bullet. Whereas here, this is the same asset that was used there, and it's... I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall during the development of this game. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So, where should I start? I mean, what else do you really need to look at the crime scene for at this point? And now they're not going to let you fast travel. Or they're not going to automatically fast travel for you. I guess the rec room first. Oh yeah, the chem lab's on the 4th floor.
Hey,
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me.
I see.
So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying.
Anyway,
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These 3 things have revealed new clues. You do well to look them over one more time. That's actually very helpful. I wish more of the game was a little bit more straightforward than that. Okay, this is the same text. Yep, that. Okay. I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new. Like the chess pieces?
hey,
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. Okay, there's one bottle on the floor, which means that one bottle is missing. There are clearly 2 bottles missing from the shelf, and all of the bottles have a chess piece in them. A correlation. Hey, Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is? Thank you!
so...
I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. That's an extremely convenient hand wave for somebody who has all the answers, and when everybody's fucking life is on the line. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer? I do trust you to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree. God, this is very much not entertaining or enjoyable.
Hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. Are you gonna say it? I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
anyway,
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
that doesn't matter.
I've already done the thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so...
So then,
Damn. She's usually not so, direct with her insults. I appreciate it, though. That's good on you, Kyoko. Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I'd better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up... Sorry to keep you waiting.
so then,
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So, what kind of experiment are we doing?
in other words,
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do... God damn it, Makoto, really? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
listen.
No VA here, huh? First, let's compare the weight of the two normal Monokuma bottles. This is like the... Well, aside from the first trial, I think, this is damn near the most actual forensics they've really done before. It's balanced,
In other words,
which means each Monokuma each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same, which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect the weight.
so then,
Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
so then,
Okay, then let's give it a try. Huh? The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
This is extremely... this is another very long road to a short point. Just as I thought. What?
In other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles, put it all together,
hey,
and I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you. It said that there were two bottles. There are two bottles. Which is very clear when you look at the shelf. Whoa, what the hell? I'm not crazy. That just happened, right? Like, very easily, very much highlighted the blood stain and then chair. Okay, then. There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. I can only assume that the blood is Sakura's, but that's strange if true. Why is it so far away from where she died? Okay, that isn't... she said there was three things. It was the bottles. Was it the? Do I have to investigate Sakura's body again? I thought she said in the, oh, it was the magazine wreck, not the bloodstain. According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
Just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but
Hey,
don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
whew.
There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the thing I've grown perversely used to. Although there are still some times. I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal. Then how can you?
So,
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunity to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind. We'll get to it later, but it's weird that... I mean, admittedly, it's probably just instinctual. But for what is going to be revealed in the in the final chapter, it's weird how the mastermind did not necessarily see how... Maybe they could have gone a little bit further with making sure that this would not be an issue if they wanted to win. But yeah, there's a whole lot of shit I'm going to be saying about the mastermind when we get closer to the end. Sorry, never mind.
hey,
More importantly, look here. Her shoes?
correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1.
Hey,
Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
it's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot, so let me just explain. Thank you, Kyoko.
It would seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. And those piercing lilac eyes. Actually, they're not lilac. They're a little bit too dark to be lilac. I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. Unless you're a character in a video game and they want to make it very roundabout for you to learn very obvious details. Well, maybe not the 2 blows to the head. That might have been difficult to identify. But the bright yellow powder on her shoe and the magazine. Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Huh? This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
Hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, too early, I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is on one of the God. This is one of the dumber clues of this trial. One of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in bold, bloody letters, and it said Toko. Because Toko is obviously going to be the one that writes her name in a magazine that looks like she would not even pick up. Could this be a dying message?
correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this?
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that... That says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it.
What the heck?
Then she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet.
I won't forgive you.
It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you would think that, but... Unlike Chapter 1, this is not something that's going to be... this is not a decisive piece of evidence that pretty much foregoes everything else. This is what many would call a red herring. Like a lot of the other shit in this game. It just seems too easy. If anything, that it makes me that much more suspicious. Maybe it should have been written upside down in numerals. What would it be? Well, is there? There's no K. What's a number that closely resembles K? Well, there is no number that closely resembles K. But what? 7, 0, something 0? There, I finished examining all the things Kyoko mentioned, and I did find some new clues. But when it comes to the locked room puzzle, I'm still totally clueless.
Hey,
Oh, I just remembered. There was something I wanted to tell you. I saw Byakuya in the chem lab when I went to go get the scale.
whew.
I didn't want to deal with him, so I took great pains to sneak in and out without him noticing me. I mean, you're not... You two don't really converse all that much in the first place. And
So,
if you haven't checked out the chem lab, you should probably do that since I couldn't do it myself. You know, the protein can we found at the murder scene must have come from the chem lab. You said this earlier. I think you're right. I should probably take a look around that area.
indeed.
Ugh. If we have to deal with this prick again. Like, I know I'm really not playing it up. I really do not like dealing with Byakuya because it's... If you take all the worst character aspects of damn near every cast and character in each of the Danganronpa games, they all kind of culminate into what Byakuya is. Like, he's stupid, he's an asshole, he's cryptic, unhelpfully cryptic usually. He, the game treats him as a favorite for no reason. So much shit not to like about him. Careful that over here. Ooh, that is a mess of powder.
What?
Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes, sir, I understand. I'm gonna go back and look at that scene where Aoi smacks him and says that he should have been the one to die when the stream is over. That's going to give me a bit of a palate cleanser. Oh god. Alright. You know what, if we don't have to, I'm not gonna talk to him. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant... Have they? They just look like 3 cabinets that are identical cabinets that have been pushed together. Unless they were... Never mind, dumb line, just forget it. Ugh, excuse me. But more important right now, What's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. So what else we got? Okay. Time for more obvious information that you can get by just looking at, by just using your eyes. Let's see, what's on this shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section A. Huh? But wait. There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here on accident? So on this shelf is... It looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They are reagents, but simply they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. You didn't want us to bother you. Why the fuck are you talking to me right now? Isn't that kind of harsh?
What?
What? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world? Didn't say that at all.
That's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. He lives throughout the entire series. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number, so I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section B. Just bravo, Makoto, you were right on it. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case, I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. And now that you see the C one, what are you going to label this one? On this shelf is one look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit section Z. No, Q. I should try to find out more about this shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplement section. We went over this, I'm not wasting my breath. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from section A. But what concerns me is that in section A there was a bottle with a label from section C. What was a bottle of poison doing from section C doing in section A? There's definitely something going on there. Because maybe Sakura was poisoned? But anyway. Okay, so, here first. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? Not from you, Byakuya. Dear God, I hate... This game abuses the word interesting almost as much as it abuses... Actually, to be honest, it hasn't. It gets worse later on. I was going to say it abuses the word interesting as much as it abuses the words hope and despair. But you really don't see the words hope and despair too much in this game. At least not yet. You know, it's probably going to come up quite a bit in the later chapters, or at least chapter 6. I was on the 4th floor this morning, checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. Then this powder must have been spilled...
So in other words...
That's right. It could have only been around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow. You think? Jesus, this might be the worst investigation. Not the worst trial, but the worst investigation. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I better not leave a footprint. Okay. These are... I guess I was supposed to go on from this. I was supposed to examine these from left to right. And they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. But just knock it upside the head. Yo, take one of the Monokuma bottles with the chess piece and smack Byakuya upside the head. But then, well, he does know the blows in the head, but he doesn't know exactly. But it's like, come on, just put it in the back of your mind. Maybe after this trial, you'll be thinking about it a little bit more. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop chop. Makoto, you are acting like a little bitch right now. Just stand up for yourself. So I got to work, and before long, I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad. For you, I mean. Fuck off. Then do it yourself next time, you entitled asshole. For me.
I see.
So when you look at it like this, interesting. I think I may have brought it up before. I will probably, for the final, maybe not the final chapter, but the final trial, I might make a drinking game out of it. We'll see how that goes. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprint...
I see.
You couldn't see that just by looking at the crime scene? Why would you need to have somebody draw this out? These footprints must be...
It's certainly possible.
Makoto, are they yours? No.
What?
Okay. Then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. Excuse me. I will need to take a quick drink of water. That's better. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see. Your feet do appear to be too big. You know what they say about dudes who got big feet. Not like my tiny baby bitch feet. Damn it, Makoto. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately? But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Then these Makoto... I should probably take a good, hard look at that powder. I scanned it. Why do they do this? Why did they do it like this? I don't understand. I don't understand why they do shit like this all the time. Yes, that. I looked at that too. Yes, that. That. Yes, all of that I looked at. More recap, more recap, more recap. Okay. According to Byakuya, the powder would have had to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Thank you. That's all I wanted. Give me the goddamn bullet. We can finally get to the trial. Fucking bear.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring, I couldn't stay awake.
And I cannot believe I am relating to this fucking bear on some level.
Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
Is it time already? But we're right in the middle of figuring out this locked room mystery. I'll have to try to tie up all the loose ends at the class trial. No, I absolutely will figure everything out. Means I get to stop talking as much, or not talking, but voicing the characters for a little bit. Monokuma made his announcement. Everyone began to meet up, one after another. And then...
The ultimate martial artist!
Smiley face.
A locked room murder mystery!
Winky face.
What?
What the...
Oh, I just recently discovered the power of emoticons! Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive!
They are definitely on... They're right on the money with some things.
Yes, indeed! For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body!
Is that exclamation face? I'm so old and I don't know chat etiquette. This is just plain creepy.
Well, and how about the reverse? Phew! No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look super negative. Yes, indeed. For example, do you have 100 friends? Crying face?
What? He's right. That does make it seem sad. Hero, do not validate anything this fucking bear is trying to say.
I can't wait! I can't wait! Now then, please get on the elevator, weirded out face. I'll see you all down there. Dance to the left, dance up, and dance to the right.
What the hell was that? I don't get it. You don't
Just
get
the
anything.
worst.
Get you guys. How can you look so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean!
I mean, I didn't murder anyone. Burying the lead.
Heck?
Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever.
Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit. The killer, the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know, and yet someone killed her. Too good for this world. And that person is here? That person is one of us? It always has been, Makoto.
Don't look at me!
I said it before and I'll say it again. It wasn't me!
What the heck?
Because I didn't do it. How many times do I have to tell you?
The culprit is one of us. Make no mistake about that.
What the heck?
How can you stand there and say you didn't do it without even breaking a sweat?
Hey,
Standing around here isn't gonna do us any good. Let's get going. Alright, let's do this shit. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way toward the elevator, but with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. Poet time. No matter how many times I go through with this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our steel prison in total silence. We watched the doors close, and it felt to begin its sinister descent. Damn, there's nobody here now. Just damn. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunking sounds. It fell lower and lower. And suddenly, as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. Hieroglyphics.
Just the 6 of you, huh? Really?
This is kind of depressing.
That's so few. You must be so lonely.
You say that like it's not your fault we're all that's left.
I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again? Or will your school life come to an end completely?
Now then.
Are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats.
And so the curtain opened for the fourth time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Do they do this in the other one? They do some sort of intro to this in the other ones, but I don't think it's always this dramatic. At least not with the text. Yes, I do. Alright. I have one more. It's actually not that useful because the game already gives you more than enough time. I am one skill point short. I would have loved to equip this, but what is this one? I might not need that one. Might as well equip this since I have the room for it. The benefit of this actually being a locked room case or a locked room mystery is that most of this evidence is actually somewhat relevant. Somewhat. It's not necessarily going to, like some of the shit is, a lot of the shit here is not just to have a conversation for absolutely no reason, like a lot of the evidence in the other cases. Okay. So, let's do this shit.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
Whoa! Deja vu!
The one who
Okay,
killed
that's kinda
Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Nina seems really sure that one of those three is the killer. But she must have some reason for believing that. You already know what the reason is. This is so stupid. Why do we even... They could have done something a little bit more substantial with this.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
I forgot what... There's more information. Like, Kyoko's account has more information of how his account works. Yeah, okay.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
No, that's wrong. Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Why does Makoto have to be the one that points this out?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
I can't disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all three of them. Then does that mean one of them... That... Again, this is not a complicated trial. It's a convoluted one. And we're already going into another one. Another non-stop debate.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw her.
Come on. There's no way none of you went. At least one of you is lying.
Yep.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three, there's no way that one of you is
I don't deny that I never went.
I didn't.
Yeah, same here.
No, that's wrong.
Stop
Hiro,
fucking lying.
when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
The fuck you think, man?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's,
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
Nope. Because Sakura could have only gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. The reason I know that is...
I got it! I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was, oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Oh, God damn it, Hiro.
Why the sudden hostility?
Because he's an idiot and he's not helpful.
But we just talked, that's all! I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me!
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious!
More hostility.
It's not just normal hostility! You're the real culprit! I even have proof!
Huh? Proof?
That was
What are you talking about?
I think that was the highest I think you've heard Hiro's voice in this so far in the game.
I'm talking about her shining message!
What would a shining message even be?
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
Was he even present for any of that?
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Huh? Hold on. But when Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message in it, it was...
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense!
No, there's an obvious problem with what Hiro said before. And he is so remarkably dumb and bad at lying that I'm amazed that he did not die. I really am.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
No, there's definitely something wrong with what Hiro said just now.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
I'm stupid right now. I know what... In my head, I know it's supposed to lead to the next part, but I don't know exactly what evidence I'm supposed to use.
I can tell you exactly...
Yeah, I'm being real dumb right now.
When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
No, that's...
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
It's one of these two.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Damn it.
And I can tell you when
I found the. It was only after I found the magazine. When I pulled it out.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when I found the dying. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Oh, fuck. Wrong. Damn it. I lost the bullet.
Shoot!
I lost the bullet. God damn it.
I can tell you exactly when I found the. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying mess. It was only after the investigation had begun.
I found the magazine. When I pulled it out.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when I found the dying. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Damn, what is it?
Shoot!
Or is it just the status of her body? I might be overthinking
I can tell you exactly when I found when Ogre's body was discovered.
Nope, it wasn't Seth's the body.
Shoot!
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I...
Alright, I'm fucking up. Like, I'm really having, like, a giant-ass brain fart. This comes part and parcel of doing the shit earlier than I intended. Or maybe I'm just a fucking idiot. I don't know.
It was only after the investigation had... I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when I found the... When Ogre's body was discovered.
No, that's wrong.
Okay. Hope I'm not that stupid again.
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation.
I still don't think that was presented in the most clear, in the clearest of ways.
And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then.
Like, why is magazine shelf the one bullet that's needed to break that, to pretty much break that statement? It feels like it's another one of those things where it could be interpreted a whole bunch of ways.
Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on. You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is. Toko!
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Seal of approval. Without a doubt? No, I absolutely do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. And now we're doing this shit.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Can't hear you, can't hear you.
I really do not like this.
Is this really the end for all of us?
Yes,
I refuse to give up yet!
This gets so much better in the other games. I really do not like it in this one.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Can't hear you, can't hear you. Conspiracy. The end is nigh. Can't hear you, can't hear you. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof.
I don't like this.
Show me the proof.
This should prove it. I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Ah! He admits it!
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
Oh, if only it was that easy. You're admitting to killing her?
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there...
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy. Oh, sure, thanks.
And that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that.
There's no way you hit her that fucking hard.
Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
Shoot! I got it! That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it?
Huh?
By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh. Well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
I mean, everybody here lies as easily as they breathe, so...
Then, he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
I got it! It had to be Toko, right?
What?
Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Or rather, why would it be... I don't know.
Is he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait! But more important, that doesn't even matter! We already know who did it, right? Hiro just admitted it!
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You know, the thing that was just said.
You can't be serious! That's just... I don't believe it!
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So... what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time, when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but... okay.
We haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro isn't the real killer, and I have to prove that.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once, is that right?
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered, and she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hiro really is the killer!
I didn't want to, but I grabbed a Monokuma bottle and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once, is that right?
Yeah, just once.
Damn it.
After the first swing, the bottle shattered, and she went limp.
See? Hiro really is the killer!
I really do not like how you have to hold down the button that fires the bullet.
I didn't want to, but
I would have loved
did
to
it.
see any other control.
I grabbed a Monokuma and I hit Ogre from behind before she...
You hit her.
Let me recheck this one. I'm already listening. Not her body. Is there examinations of one of the bullets?
And you only hit her once, is that right?
Yeah, just once.
No, that's wrong.
I keep forgetting which pertinent pieces of information are attached
If
to
Sakura
which
died from Hiro's
bullet.
single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Huh? 2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles.
This is one of those things that they could just say, they could just spell out plainly, but for some reason they want to dress it up to make it look more complex than it actually is.
Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
Oh, now they're calling it a chess piece.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
Well, more than that, this is another thing that they could have pretty much shortened up. The thing that I would have used to point out that, and they're probably going to do it later, but after all this other shit, is the fact that the pieces of glass that remained wound up being heavier than an intact bottle by itself. So why not just go with that? Like, fuck the chess pieces. You see that there are bottles there. Oh, never mind. Let's play this minigame and have it explain the situation for us.
Now I understand. That's it. The chess pieces. Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
So now you do know what chess is.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight, if I remember.
So, what's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn.
Everybody knows what chess is.
What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
I'm sorry, she just got done speaking.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while 1 apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
It's a lazy way of explaining something that's already pretty obvious.
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Japanese game.
Yeah! Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
Yes, it was broken. On the ground.
I got it! The bottle must have been broken.
What makes you so sure?
Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
Okay, do they have
Shoot!
Oh, shit. It is right there. I went right past it.
I got it!
I went right fucking
Earlier,
past it.
Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces.
Why didn't they just bother cleaning up all of the glass? No glass means no evidence. Never mind.
Which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
I guess they wanted to make sure that the blame was thrown towards Hero. I don't know. A lot of weird motivations, but par for the course for this game.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case. I got it! The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle.
Is this really a revelation?
Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am.
Okay, I can kind of see how people would like him if they judged Hiro off of just this one line alone.
Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
You did?
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
Otherwise, how would this game last as long as it does?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
What? Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Whoa, why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
No, it's not ridiculous at all. There's definitely proof that shows Toko is hiding in the rec room. God, no, no. I knew it was coming, but I still don't want to do this. Halfway through the game. Jesus. And I've streamed this. It has to have been at about 20 hours now.
It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie! That's enough! It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. That's enough!
This should prove it.
If you haven't done it for a while, it's really hard.
Did you know
Once you
someone left a
start
handprint behind on the
understanding-
inside of the
once you start
locker?
doing it a little bit more, it gets a little bit easier to manage. It still sucks though, but it gets easier to manage.
They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
I mean, she's a sub, man.
Then you killed Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
That's kind of funny.
Straight up again.
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
I think Kyoko could probably do it too.
Talk. Now.
Jesus, like a fucking dog.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
Why did you try to dispose of the magazine just like you tried to dispose of the bottles?
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around,
My thumbnail image? There it is.
there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw all that blood, I fainted. Right there in front of the magazines.
So really, Hiro is responsible for making a significantly bad situation much, much worse.
I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Her? You mean...
Guess who's back?
Again, she's not great in this game, or really great beyond Chapter 2. I still like seeing this crazy bitch pop up.
It was your fault after all!
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible! No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
We can only wish.
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
Drag him into it, Jack, please.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack no problem.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on! That's... you know...
Yeah, you done fucked up, Hero. We already know this.
But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre! So that's good?
So that's good? Keep talking like that and Hina's gonna...
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
Huh? I thought for sure you'd have some words for Hero on that one.
What's wrong? Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd? Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
It wasn't?
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is...
I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf. I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
Okay, so...
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in...
Okay, and 7. Yeah, it's...
So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
No, that's wrong. We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
I'm thinking of the shelf with all the bottles on it.
I got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right?
As much as I do kind of like listening and going through the game, it is really easy to zone out if they're just meandering after a while.
All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to Ultra Despair Girls yet.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But...
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
Oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Huh. So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door? And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No, I don't think that's possible. I got it! Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much.
I mean, that's not an incorrect statement.
You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Like, for real, like, they keep on treating Byakuya like he knows all this shit, but the fact of the matter is that he understands the most obvious shit that anybody would be able to piece together.
What was it that killed Ogre?
Aside from the dumbest
If
characters
it wasn't
in the
from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
game.
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
What is... Okay, it was just that. Is this where the...
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than...
No, that's wrong! According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean... maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
Yeah, I can't think of any. I want to say that this is not outside the realm of possibilities, but also... getting a cut in the mouth doesn't mean that you're vomiting it up.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
The difference being...
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
Oh, lordy, it's coming in. I'm quarter chubbing it just thinking about it.
You're making me go all weak in the knees!
Not quite to where she is, but I'm getting there.
She was poisoned? It isn't possible.
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
They're putting their, I forgot who it was who voices Jack, because I think Toko and Jack have different VAs, but putting full ass into voicing Jack here.
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C.
That, you know, what good are labels for on those shelves?
In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
She might be thinking about killing somebody right now. I mean, she definitely is, but I'm talking about in the immediate future.
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
I got it! The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? But you just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
And nobody noticed the fucking giant skull label note indicating that it was not a supplement?
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips and...
Huh? Master!
We were so shocked at what we were seeing, all we could do was stand there and watch. But as if it were the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was as calm as ever.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
Do we... If it was poison, I was like, yo, you're the dumbass that drank poison.
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Kyoko took the bottle from Byakuya and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger. She touched her finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder, which would mean that conversely, the poison must have been... Could it be? Do you think? What the fuck is going on? Okay, I'm actually not sure what they're asking me to go with here. Oh, never mind. I do know what it is. It was the drink part that threw me off.
Now I understand. The poison must have been poured into the protein can.
See, even here they don't even refer to it as protein drink. They keep on referring to it specifically as protein can.
If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
I got it!
The thing that we...
You're saying they gave her a protein
give me
drink,
some
right?
Influence back, I guess.
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
The footprints. The obvious big fucking footprints.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind.
I can't believe we actually need an explanation of this shit. It is beyond bizarre.
And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me. The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected. The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
I got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
This is something that could have probably brought up in a better way, because there's not enough detail for us to like really pay that much attention. But if they're gonna pretty much narrow it down for you anyway in the first place. Yeah, footprints. Nope, didn't do it. Wasn't him. Wasn't me.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
God, that would probably hurt more than Sakura's death.
Hina, is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once.
Is that like a Monokuma eye on her bloomers?
And then...
Or it might just be cut off.
Hold it!
This is not Phoenix, right?
I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves.
That reminds me of a really good quote. Oh yeah, to the selfish, all others are selfish. That is Byakuya in a nutshell.
Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Danganronpa staff.
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well... that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No,
Fair.
it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
How do you... And of course he's... Again, another point about how stupid Byakuya actually is. For all this other shit that he's able to deduce, which again, I pointed out, is only the most obvious shit, he also misses the most obvious shit too. And I'm amazed that he has not noticed the one thing. Like the bright fucking yellow powder on Sakura's foot.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
That was... I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
ignoring the fact that you just said, just because I'm guilty, I don't have to explain anything. So,
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please. I'd like to know too.
and now Makoto, and now Hina's simping begins for Makoto.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Bright fucking yellow powder.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
Yes, it is true.
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
How long? Until we figure it out, you fucking dumbass. Until I uncover the full truth of this case.
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A. And that's where I switched the powders. Once I was done switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in Section A. Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate this?
I noticed it when it occurred, but I love how Makoto asks to repeat the series of events just to, in order to justify another non-stop debate. It's only there to justify another quote-unquote interactive sequence for the player.
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C
To Section... No, that's wrong! You said you went to get the poison from Section C. And that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A.
This actually is kind of an interesting discussion on its own, but it can easily be mitigated by the fact that, hey, I saw that one of Sakura's feet had yellow powder on the shoes, so why are they not bringing that up immediately?
That contradicts what you just said.
And also, Sakura's wearing sneakers.
What?
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
Then why would she bother leaving the footprints?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well...
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
Well... You see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
You're being shown to be the dumbest that we all know that you are, Byakuya. And I am... It's getting bigger.
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
What?
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Oh, she is enjoying the fuck out of this, and I am right there with her.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
Huh? A piece of glass?
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle. And the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder.
So this motherfucker could have choked on glass and he would have died, and damn it, Byakuya, can you do any fucking thing right?
I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then. Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Huh? Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
I got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Where was it the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the rec room window?
I got it! The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast.
Oh, what? What's the matter, Byakuya? You dumbass. Can't keep up?
I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
It's not a loaded question, Byakuya. Shut the fuck up.
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that?
You.
How can you know what I don't know?
Because you are fucking stupid. God.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible! It had to have been in there the whole time!
He is losing it.
It had to be! It was in there before the rec room was unlocked!
When
Is it the... Am I just using the empty protein drink? Sure. Okay. Around and underneath. Okay, yeah. So it is the empty protein drink.
there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible! It had to have been in there the whole time! It had to be!
It was in there before the wreck.
No, that's wrong.
Shut your dumb ass up, Yapia.
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course! It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it...
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
They're following up something smart with something very, very stupid.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it?
After following up the stupid thing that came before the smart thing with that smart thing. I am tired. I am so... I like this trial, but I am so very, very done for right now.
As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
Nobody fucking agreed with you, you idiot. Fucking help me out here.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Gonna cry? Gonna cry, little bitch?
Then tell us already! Sorry. Please, tell us.
And full mast right now. Sit your dumb, entitled ass down, Byakuya.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
Didn't even bother acknowledging what Hiro said.
I got it! I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
One more time. I am so tired of these. I'm really... If I never saw these again, it would still be...
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! I'm telling you, I did it! I hate you! Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
This should prove it.
Yeah, like I said, once you start getting into the rhythm
Hina,
of it, it becomes
did you
easier.
know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep.
I'm kind of curious what if we saw this in motion, what the sequence of events would look like, because this seems weird. I can't picture it. Maybe the closing argument will shed some light on it again, but it still seems not in an impossible or odd sequence of events, just I'm having trouble picturing it in my mind.
Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her. Here's my answer.
Too good for this world.
The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it. All so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room. I got it! The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were. You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room...
Okay, I guess they aren't sneakers. They are like school shoes.
While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
Like, this poor girl.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! No! No, 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 no! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is! Actually, no. You're right.
God, the writing in this game. Nothing's ever over in this game. It goes on forever and ever and ever.
We have to end this properly.
Alright. It also gets, even though there's still kind of too many characters and they kind of fade out of relevance after certain points in the trial, these feel a lot more intense when there are fewer characters to just arbitrarily say something to remind you that they're there. Look at this motherfucker. He just looks like he's always going to kill somebody. Alright, is there another stupid... No. See, look at these two. Although this one makes a little bit more sense. That's this one, so I don't think it's I'm convinced that even if this is not like an exaggerated comic, this is how Jack runs in real life. This is how Jack actually runs. It's this bottle, and I don't know if I'm pretty sure that's blood, but I don't think it's There's another can here, right? Alright, let's see.
Here's exactly what happened. This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it.
Son of a bitch.
Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down.
I mean, is it a mistake if you're not guilty?
Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura, and she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her.
God damn it, just leave Sakura alone, you fucking animals.
This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened, knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can.
Okay, did they forget to draw this gray, like, when the culprit is yet to be, like, identified in these comics?
They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina.
Yep.
That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But, Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
There's only so many ways I can say that you are fucking stupid. So I think Kyoko is gonna spell it out for me better than I could spell it out.
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Sit the fuck down, Byakuya. Shut your fucking mouth and never speak to me or anybody else again. That was nice. It really is hard to fuck up in this game.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point.
Monokuma hasn't said shit for the longest time, and I was so happy, and then he talked again.
Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I also think this trial is also one of the better ones because it's one of the few that actually does not resolve in a way that any other trial in the game comes to a
Okay.
conclusion.
Yeah, that's right. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
My entire existence!
Okay, we're done here.
What did you say?
So that's the whole truth, huh? I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us.
What are you thinking?
And yet why did you do that?
Don't be mean!
Yeah, we almost died there.
What is this?
Because that's exactly what I wanted.
What?
I mean, the reason Sakura died is because all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why
You should have been the one to die!
I couldn't let her be the only one that died.
What?
You don't mean you were going to take all of us with you? We have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all have to pay for our crimes.
What? For serious? That's...
What is this?
You still don't understand? Then let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair,
I haven't heard that word in a bit.
Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this.
Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
That's... I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note.
Suicide note?
Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office.
Yeah, she was about to go full fucking Super Saiyan.
I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine.
Can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me.
No forgiveness!
You tried to protect me, but because of me,
I can't forgive this!
my closest friend got hurt.
Sakura.
Because of me, my friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility.
Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault, which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with them.
Huh?
You asked to meet with those three. You can't. Don't you see how dangerous that is?
Don't worry. I just want to talk to them.
But...
Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up at you all at once, even you...
Hina.
Please, don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
They're friends.
Damn it, Sakura, why you? Why not Byakuya?
Sakura... She clearly believed. She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood. She was a friend to all of us. And yet...
Why?
And yet... You trampled all over her feelings, and then you did the unthinkable.
No, that was just a misunderstanding, Hero. Just be quiet, man. Just be quiet.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
I won't forgive you.
Do you have any idea how desperate she was seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
Why?
That's how far you'd pushed her.
Huh?
Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina.
You came. Wait right here. I'll help you out.
Hina,
Huh?
I'm so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
A favor?
Some protein.
Could I ask you to? Yeah, you got it. Just hang on. I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she'd asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. And that's when I realized. I saw that someone had taken something from the poison shelf. Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. By the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura!
Please!
Let me in. Please open the door.
Why? Why?
Why did she have to die? She had weaknesses just like any other person. If she had got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. If we had... God damn it. I'm thinking of... God damn, I wish I remembered the line. I'm thinking something from The Critic, where it was like a parody of Keanu Reeves being like, "Do we not blow chunks?" I fucked that up. I'm sorry. That's weakness. That's normal. And yet...
Why?
You all blamed her. I tried to protect her and I suffered for it. And that just added to the weight she had to carry. Sorry about that too. And I didn't even realize it. Hina. We killed her. All of us. We pushed her into a corner and we murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. And that's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. But even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this.
Hey! Hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt what you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but...
Hey!
It's just taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
What did you say?
Hmm.
Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion on what her suicide note meant?
What are you saying?
Of course I know what she was thinking, because her and me...
In other words...
Well, what I'm really trying to say is...
Yes, indeed!
Don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? What if it was really like this?
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course!
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
A suicide note. Sakura's suicide note.
What? But Hina already?
Too bad!
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby.
It's true!
This is the one Sakura adjusted Hina and put in her room. And does this... Okay. We're going to be talking about this later because Makoto actually brings it up himself. This basically invalidates the game, right? If you're... Because so far, for the most part... Okay, yes, Monokuma is the one that set up the game, right? Okay. And he set down the rules and the regulations, and if you break any of them, you know, you die. But for the most part, aside from offering incentives, he has not actually fucked around with the investigation of the... He has not really done anything to facilitate anybody not coming to the correct conclusion. This is the first time he's done that, and this invalidates the fucking game. Arguably, you could say that he did that earlier when he pretty much planted the mole in the group. 2 moles, actually. But this is very explicit, and nobody should be Like, absolutely nobody should be taking this shit on his terms anymore. But the game has to continue. This is only chapter 4. We got 2 more after this. Excuse me.
This is the one Sakura dressed to Hina and put in her room.
Huh?
What? Then you lied to me? The murder bear who puts you all in a hostage situation and tries to force you to kill. Just lying. Lying is far from the worst thing that's. Never mind. Why do I bother?
Unbelievable.
Oh, don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I just thought I'd liven things up a bit.
Well now.
I can't help it if you totally took my little scribbles at face value.
Fuck you, Monokuma.
It didn't even have Sakura's signature on it.
You filthy little.
Damn it!
I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything.
Poom!
Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome?
Yes, you did. Yes, literally yes, you did. Yes. You literally did.
The case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around.
Phew!
Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys.
Shing!
So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process. Okay, and scene. Cut!
And?
So then, what did she write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice.
Hey!
But you know, haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place?
This is something that escaped Monokuma Theater is now making it into the actual game script.
But hold on.
And isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is just so final, you know? You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. Gives me the willies.
Enough already.
Could you get on with it, please? Thank you,
Yes,
Kyoko.
indeed.
Okay, geez. Talk about a buzzkill. All right, here we go. Ahem. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
And now I don't have to do it
As you
anymore.
know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came to see me. Why in the world did they just stop with the voice acting here?
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
And then they just skipped a line.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for over 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch. So even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
What the fuck? Why didn't they just have her do all of this instead of just skipping out on unless it was... That's a very specific place for the budget issues to come in.
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. Fuck Leon, though. Murdered that girl. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
that's how I came to feel.
So that's why Sakura...
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course, because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic, or just moronic.
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me.
I mean, Byakuya deserved that shit, so he had that coming no matter what happened with you, Sakura. Not blaming you for that one.
Which is exactly what the Mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The Mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get this situation under control. And to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the Mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told, and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
God damn it. If the Mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning.
God damn it, Sakura. What? I can't help it. Why you?
Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
Except Byakuya, because fuck Byakuya. I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
Then, Sakura didn't feel cornered. She didn't die hating us.
No way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting? To protect us?
Correct.
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much, no normal person could do that.
However,
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really, truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path that I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. So yes, again, Monokuma, you did in fact falsify evidence and interfere with the investigation and trial. I'm so sorry to have to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show you myself through actions and not words. Hopefully then they'll see.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
Badass lady right there.
But...
This is... I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were close, and still.
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all our betting was like totally pointless.
Uh-oh.
She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyway.
And whose fucking fault is that?
Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one.
Too bad.
She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided.
What do you mean, next victim? Nobody here blames anyone.
Huh?
First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. And plus, God, I love when Makoto actually gets in the zone and starts calling out the bullshit. I really do enjoy this. Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
Say what?
Because she made us remember. We're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together. Except for maybe Byakuya, because fuck Byakuya.
You know?
Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred.
Well?
I don't blame her. I can't blame her. And nobody can blame Hina either.
Ooh-hoo.
The what? Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered, because the one we need to destroy is you, nobody else. Big dick in it, Makoto.
What? What do you want?
What the heck? That's not how this is supposed to go.
How strange.
But anyway, are you sure about that? This killing game is a competition between all of you, remember?
Hey!
Your enemy is each other.
He's absolutely right about that.
Phew!
Lovely Byakuya, you understand, don't you?
This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I am bowing out of the game. His one good moment. His one good moment.
Huh?
Naturally.
Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear the others have cast aside their fear for this game.
Don't make me repeat myself.
There's no point in participating in a game which has lost that sense of excitement. Which is why I will no longer be participating in it.
What?
What's going on here?
Now, I have only one thing to look forward to.
It's all clear now.
And that is to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks they can control me. Byakuya, does this mean... Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism. If that's what you're thinking.
Where a monster goes, I go, and if the mesmerite turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire.
Everyone.
Hey,
Well, now can you say that Sakura's death had no meaning?
How boring. But nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
What the heck?
The fun time?
Anyway, let's forget about that good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track.
You want me to punish you guys?
It's the moment you've been waiting for. Punishment time!
What?
Wait, but Sakura was technically the killer, right? And she's dead.
You're not gonna...
But...
Is it me?
Wrong.
Oh, heavens no. Just because the Blackened is dead doesn't mean I can just sub in whatever old student I want.
Now you care about the game, I guess.
Didn't I tell you? I'm very particular about the bare times one rule.
Listen up.
But I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste.
Yahoo!
So for my special punishment, I prepared a special guest.
A special guest?
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Twice. Twice. Poor fucking Chihiro, man. See ya. This goddamn bear. You.
Oh no!
You suck, man. You turned him into a mangled hunk of junk.
Phew! That really took it out of me. Maybe I'll grill up a plate of chicken. After all, they say for post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at. And I'm all about the grilled goodness. Fried, broiled, give me a break. The color, the smell, the succulence, grit is where it's at.
So,
I realize how dangerous it could be. But still, I have to do this.
but
I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but
still.
when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So, it's okay.
I'm
If it's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid. Alter Ego's words raced through my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned to fury, black and muddy and boiling over. It bubbled up through my... Hey, Poe and Makoto's back. It bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out of my mouth. How dare you! That was my friend! How dare you kill him!
What's the matter?
Huh? You were friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Friends with a basketball?
I feel kind of attacked right there. Shut the hell up! He wasn't just a laptop. He was my friend. And you killed him!
Is that what you call animism, where soul dwells within all things, even like laptops? Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got in my way. It was trying to find things out all sneaky.
Just as I thought.
So, you finally noticed him.
Actually,
Finally, no, I knew about it from the very beginning. I knew Chihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. I knew exactly how it was all gonna play out from the start.
What?
What are you thinking?
You knew, and you were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge?
yep.
Well, I mean, the data on that laptop, it was, I guess you could call it a gift from me to you.
Phew.
Or maybe like a reward in honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult.
Hey,
So of course I didn't care if you got access to that. But sneaking into the network was just too personal, so I had to do a little, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here. Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was killed.
Yeah, the punishment time has made me feel a bit times better.
very nice.
Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get even lower.
No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everybody who's died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends, they all make us stronger. I swear to God, someday you will pay for this.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Holy moly, you're like super mad. Like just unreasonably upset.
Well?
Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that,
Uh-huh.
I need to read the postscript.
What?
Postscript?
Yep.
Yeah, there's still a bit more left of Sakura's note.
Huh?
Do I have your attention? Okay, here we go.
Hello.
That was more Mario than I was trying to do.
Prepare your ears for the dulcet tones of yours truly.
I am so tired of doing this voice.
One other thing, Hina, there's something I'd like you to tell the others. Hopefully it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of this school.
What A clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the mastermind off and on the whole time I've been here. And so I've learned one thing, which is the mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is...
Oopsie daisy, that was a close one. Another word and we would have been hip deep in spoiler territory.
Too bad.
Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today.
What? What? You can't just stop the most important bit.
It makes your brain rumble and tumble, huh? It makes you so mad you don't even friggin' know, huh?
You guys?
That's the whole point, stupid! It's to get back at all of you for hardening your resolve!
Fine, but at least Sakura's note.
We're not gonna ever let any of you greaseballs have it.
But...
Too bad.
Sucks for you, loser! Wait, what's this?
What?
What is it now?
What?
There's one last line in the note.
And let me just say this to the mastermind. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard. No matter what. And that's seriously it.
Huh. Wow, what a stubborn loser, huh?
She won't lay down and die? She'll fight you?
Well, whatever. Who cares what some dead muzzlehead has to say?
Well?
Okay, I'm out of here. You guys are trying to get some rest, you know? And maybe take some time to reconsider how you approach this school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the regrets of the outside world? Think about that. Think long, think hard.
Ugh, I'm so glad there's gonna be no more of that for right now. Ugh. Ugh. Like, seriously, I feel my throat tightening up and straining. Oof. Anyway, those were his parting words to us before disappearing. But what was that all about? Sakura's final message, her last clue to help us solve the mystery of this school. The mastermind did something to us? Kyoko said something like that before, didn't she? It was after Celeste's trial was over.
You.
What did you do? What did you do to my body?
Who?
What?
Hey.
Answer me. What did you do to my body? The mastermind did something to our bodies? What are they saying the mastermind did? What did the mastermind do to us? I mean, did the mastermind plan a bomb on us or something? Is this Battle Royale? Is this inspired by Battle Royale? Like so many other Japanese media? Inspired by Battle Royale? Which was inspired by The Running Man? Which was inspired by... honestly, probably the Greek Colosseum. Or something like that. The Greek or Roman Colosseum. And if you try to leave the school, a sensor goes off, and the bomb explodes. I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff, so it's not totally unheard of. No, I feel awful just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo!
So the class trial is over and Monokuma's gone.
But...
So now what do we do?
Yes.
What else is there other than to head back up? Oh yeah. Okay, let's get out of here. But Hina must still feel responsible. Dial back that ego a bit, girl. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat.
Not possible.
I would never have lost to that kind of... You just got your ass handed to you, not realizing that she would not operate in her best interest. So, god damn it, Byakuya. You had one good moment, and then you're just... What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones that figured everything out.
Stop talking.
Shut up. God, even Hiro just got one over on you, Byakuya. You were... Oh, you are just purely bitch-made, Byakuya. Seriously, I'm sorry. How many times do you plan to apologize? How about you make that the last one? I haven't reached a point where I need someone apologizing to me more than once.
Sorry.
Okay, I see what you mean. Then I'll try.
Huh?
That totally wasn't normal, right? Did you just capture his flag?
No, 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 no!
Oh,
I cannot suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the romance between me and Master.
Huh?
What are you talking about? That's absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
What did you say?
sleaze ball. And damn, she's putting it lightly.
What the heck?
That's right, I called you a sleazeball because you are, sleazeball.
I see.
Apparently, you still have a death wish. Like, do something, Bia. Do something. I dare you. I double dare you. Oh, please, make a move. Throw hands. Just like go ahead and try and square up Byakuya. Like everybody here, except maybe Hiro would kick your ass.
Oh, more biting sarcasm? No wonder you don't have any friends.
No, 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 no!
Hey, stop fighting with Master. You're making me jealous. I want the abuse give and take. Me!
I guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it is for now. Byakuya acting like he's gonna step up and do something. He ain't gonna do shit. The only reason he survived this far is because everybody's been taking each other out. Like, fucking punk-ass bitch. And so Sakura's class trial came to an end, and we returned to the world of Hope's Peak Academy. But the story wasn't even close to over. Of course it isn't. It's Danganronpa. What did you think was going to happen? Time kept marching on. An apt follow-up. We all went back to our rooms, and before long, night snuck up on us. Yep, get the announcement over with.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then, sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Nighttime descended and pulled me down along with it, down into sleep. I couldn't remember the last time I'd fallen into such a deep sleep, but the night still wasn't over for me. A voice. I could hear a voice. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Huh? The voice dragged me from my deep slumber into hazy half-consciousness. My eyelids were like lead. Enough with the prose, Makoto. You're in bed, you're trying to sleep. Oh, get ready for this shit. We're gonna... you could definitely make a drink game out of how many times you see this shot, this particular CG come up in the next chapter. And it's gonna happen a lot. A lot, a lot, a whole fucking lot.
Yes, it's me.
Huh? Kyoko?
How'd you get in?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
In a flash, I was wide awake. What are you doing here?
It's true.
I'm here to wake you up. Before you go. Don't leave me hanging on like a yo-yo. I'm just letting you know now, if you understand, if you know those lyrics, you are old as shit, just like me. Oh, I see. Wait, but my door... It was unlocked. You're unbelievably careless. It was unlocked? Are you serious?
Hey.
Always. And you don't have to overreact like that every time you're surprised. What time is it?
Correct.
3 o'clock. In the morning, of course. It's 3 a.m.? Why was Kyoko waking me up at this hour? Of course, we can't just continue the conversation I have to select there. I should have selected the bed, see what that said. It's so late. What happened?
Makoto.
I have a favor I need to ask. Back to this show again. What's your favor?
So...
Remember what Sakura said at the end of her note? I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you. I want to find out what she meant by that. Okay, but how do you plan to do that? Then Kyoko put her lips next to my ear and whispered. Rosebud. Or whatever it is that, what's his name? Was it Bill Murray? Not Bill Murray. It was whatever was whispered to Scarlett Johansson in that one movie. But anyway. The data center on the 4th floor. What?
Goodbye.
I'll meet you there. Without another word, she was gone. What the? Her words reverberated through my half-dazed head. The data center? But I thought it was locked. Can I not fast travel? I can't fast travel. God damn it. Okay, fine. But I leave the room and it's gonna make me go up there anyway, so what's the... There's a lot of fat that can be cut from this game. Like, a lot of fat. I made my way into the after-school hour school and headed for the data center on the 4th floor. Fourth floor. Eventually I wound up at the data center, but when I arrived, Kyoko's not here. That's weird. She said she'd meet me. Is she maybe inside already? I put my hand to the door, and with a certain amount of force, it didn't open. I tried again, but it must be locked. What was it Kyoko said? The data center on the 4th floor.
What's this?
Oh, what are you doing up, mister?
God damn it, Fuck.
Gah!
Damn it!
Breaking into a locked room is incredibly prohibited, don't you know?
Oh, well, I just...
You're trying to tell me you didn't actually bust in yet, right? But...
Hey!
I can see that you don't! Don't waste my time telling me crap I can see for myself!
Unbelievable.
It looked like you might break in any second, so I just thought I'd give you a friendly reminder. Or, are you trying to tell me that you were sleepwalking or something?
No, nothing like that.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning for crying out loud. Even I get tired, you know. Stop being weird and go back to bed.
What's wrong now?
Just a second.
Why are you out here making a racket? Kyoko.
You too?
Okay, did it for me, thank you.
You guys?
Whatever, the two of you just get back to bed. I'm positively exhausted from the class trial.
It's true.
Sure, you got it. Come on, Makoto, let's head back. What?
Hey.
Didn't you hear me? We're leaving. I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Shall we go?
Don't worry about it. Let's just go. Okay.
Yeah, go on, get in here, shoo!
I was seriously thinking about how just like Makoto really is Kyoko's dog, and then Monokuma followed up with that, so they understand what's going on. So we left and went back to our rooms. And then...
Goodbye.
So, goodbye. Hold on. Listen, what was all of that about just now? She woke me up, made me go to the data center, which just so happened to be locked, and then she shows up late, and then we leave without checking a single thing. What was the point of all that?
Whew.
Don't worry about it. I figured that would be the end of our conversation just like always, but...
Goodbye.
Well then, good night. Sure. And then that was over. But as I turned to leave...
Mukuro Ikusaba.
What? Kyoko was right next to me once again, whispering into my ear.
Mukuro Ikusaba. The 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
And that's chapter 4. Rest in peace, Sakura. Oh, man. That's just mean. That's just mean right there, giving me that as a present. All right.
Mukuro Ikusaba.
And we will come back to this because we're going to be hearing a lot of that name and a lot of the exact same CGs being shown to us over and over and over and over again. All right. So chapter 4. We are now down to 6, possibly 7 students. Again, that investigation actually did kind of suck because it is definitely I mean, it's intentional that it is convoluted because again, it was affected by it was altered and fucked up by Monokuma. And I expect it probably still would have been a little messy had that not happened. But yeah, the events of what went on just got complicated by everyone being led astray by that one initial like forged letter. But yeah, I actually do like that trial. I liked how again, it's a lot more. It still goes on for too long because there's a whole lot of shit that gets in the way. But like I said earlier, one of the better things is that it's significantly more intimate, and so the emotions that go on it run a lot higher, and it's easier to get involved and like emotionally involved and invested in it because you're not having a whole bunch of characters just be there to be there. And yes, we still have characters that are still there just to be there. But literally everybody here played something of a role in this one. And also, the one who played the least amount of a role was Byakuya. And I still hate how a lot of that trial revolved around what Byakuya wanted to do. Again, it's very, very easy to see who this game likes and cares about and it wants to shill and who it doesn't, and it's really a shame because the people behind this, just through their preferences alone, you can tell they just have like god awful taste. Yeah, I'm throwing that out there. I don't even feel bad about it. But anyway, we are done with chapter 4. We'll probably get to chapter 5 sometime next week. I'll put out notifications and post as always. We only got 2 chapters left. The next chapter is probably going to be the most grating, even more grating than chapter 3, but it's actually done on purpose instead of just it being a mix of a whole bunch of bullshit that really means nothing at the end of the day. The next one's going to be a mess because it's relevant to the plot, and as much of a pain in the ass it's still going to be, at least it serves a purpose beyond wasting my time. So we will get back to that. Thank you everybody who turned out for this. I appreciate you viewing, even if it's only a little bit. I haven't mentioned this before. I do not blame anybody for not sticking around for the entire stream, because this shit goes on too long, and I've mentioned it myself. If it goes on too long and it's just not going anywhere, then even I start to zone out a little bit while I'm paying attention to whatever happens. So even if it's just for a little bit, I appreciate you stopping by, giving a like, putting something in the chat, leaving a comment. I appreciate all of it. We'll continue this next time. Until then, everybody, hope your weekend goes well. Try not to think about tomorrow or TikTok if it's really getting to you. Just try to take it easy this Sunday, because we're honestly just getting started with the year. It's a little too early to be that worn out. And believe me, I get it, but keep your head up. We're just getting started. But yeah, until next time, thanks for coming. I'll talk to you all later. Peace.